How rude.
I know, and I think I might need Scott to chime in on this. Scott does our news with the mornings, and it's all about ice and ice at dinner, because evidently ice is the rudest habit ever at dinner. Ice is very rude. You never want to do ice at dinner when you're out and you're having dinner with somebody. Invidious comparison eating. ICE. Invidious comparison eating. It's an acronym. ICE.
What does that mean?
You're comparing your food.
To who?
Who you're eating with.
Oh, to anybody. Okay.
Anybody. Who you're eating. It's invidious comparison eating. You never want to do ice.
It's just so rude.
It's rude. Now, here's the thing. Scott told us a few days ago that his wife takes her fork and eats his food off his plate.
Oh, yeah.
That's not the comparison thing, and I'm very curious about the whole comparison thing because, Scott and his wife, they have a very unique relationship. It's love.
It is. And she loves my food on my plate.
She loves your food more than you? Is that what you're saying?
He says, why does your food always look so much better than what's on my plate?
She's comparing a little bit.
And that is a little comparison, I guess.
But the thing is, let's say Liz is cooking something, okay? And then she's had some company over, and they go, I don't know. I don't know if your mom does this or not, Liz. But say I'm your mom. She goes,
you could use a little bit more butter.
You sound just like my mom, as a matter of
there could be a little bit more salt. Have this little bit more herb in it.
My mom doesn't do that. My grandmother was the queen of that. And it was always like, but that's the way you like it, because we don't want our heart to stop with all the salt that you're putting in there. Yeah. So,
and that's ice. That's invidious comparison eating. That's the whole comparing thing. And it's like, it's supposedly. I've just read this.
Yeah.
So it's got to be real. It's on the internet. Everything on the internet's real, right?
Oh, absolutely. No.
It's evidently the rudest dining habit to have.
I don't think so. I think the rudest dining habit is when I place the dinner in front of my family, they eat, and no one says a thing. I like a little, oh, that was great. Thanks for preparing a meal. I'm sorry, I just do.
You want somebody to honor the fact.
Or just
show
acknowledge.
Gratitude.
Just acknowledge.
This was great. Yeah. My grandmother told me that my grandpa would always thank her for every meal.
That is so nice. My dad did that as well.
I try my best to do that for Amy. Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. If they're shoveling it in their faces, I think that is thanks enough. But when they're not.
But some countries, and Scott does this on a regular basis, but in some countries, you burp after the meal, and it's the gratitude.
Where is this? Because I'd fit right in.
Mm-hmm. Other places in the country.
You're listening to Rob and Liz in the morning.
On His Radio.
It's Rob and Liz in the morning, His Radio. So ICE is invidious comparison eating.
My goodness.
Yeah. Invidious comparison eating. So that's like there's probably this one person in your life, and you make the meal, and it's like, this is the best ever. This is the best that I have to offer. And then they come over and said, it could have used just a little bit more oregano.
And I think it's okay if your spouse says something like that. Just, make it a little better next time. I'm okay with that. But when it's somebody else, like a mom or an in-law or dad or whatever, don't do that.
They say it. They say, and I don't know this because, I don't make anything, and I can't tell anybody it could have used a little bit more oregano. I don't know if you put oregano in a bunch of stuff. That's the only herb that came to mind. So I don't know, because I can't make anything, so I can't say, you know what, it could have used a little bit more butter, because I can eat some things and they'll go, what do you think this tastes like? I'm like, I have no idea. It just tastes good.
It's good or bad, right?
Yeah, that's all I know.
Well, I know that Monette and her family, they are not rude at all. In fact, her brother-in-law, she texted this in. She said, my brother-in-law thanks my sister every time she prepares a meal. And then if she's over, he'll look at her and say, that's why I married her, because she's such a good cook. She cooks like mom and grandma. So boom, there you go.
That's the opposite of ICE.
Right.
Complete opposite. Now, Audrey's here at 800-447-7234. And how is ICE happening in your life, Audrey?
I work at a food place, and we have, like, bags of chips. And recently, we've been getting some defected bags of chips where it's just the seasoning clumps up in the bags. And a couple of times, we've had a couple customers come up, and they just have the most disgusted look on their face because they don't know what it is. And I've had that happen to me before, and I know it's just the seasonings clumping up. But you should see the look on these people's faces. They look like they will never eat at the place again.
I can just imagine. It's like, oh, what's this?
What in the word clump? I didn't order
I know.
clumps.
It's all clumped in there in the bag of the briquettes.
You're listening to Rob and Lizz in the morning.
On his radio.
When it comes to praying for Turkey and Syria with that horrific earthquake that happened the other day, it's Rob and Lizz in the morning, his radio. This is amazing. These little God moments, these miracles that happen before your eyes. Like 92 hours after this earthquake, they pulled out a 10-day-old baby. A 10-day-old baby out of the rubble. If that's nothing but God, I don't know what is.
Oh, absolutely. And this little baby named Yagiz, and I hope I'm saying that name correctly, but he and his mama were pulled out of the rubble. I mean, this earthquake, 7.8 magnitude, hit Turkey and Syria on Monday. And the rescue happened, I believe it was just yesterday. And so this little 10-day-old baby is just probably dehydrated, hungry and freezing. It's super cold in Turkey and Syria right now. And so they got these thermal blankets, wrapped the baby up, and as of right now, doing really, really well.
That's good. I'm glad they're going. I mean, how horrific 92 hours. Wondering, I've got this baby. He's 10 days old. 10 days old.
Yeah.
10 days old. And are we going to make it? And I'm sure they were just like praying like there was no tomorrow.
Oh,
So many others. I tell you, we have great ministry partners. They're Convoy of Hope. Convoy of Hope is like there right now on the scene, helping out big time. If you want to help out in that relief effort, and you go to our website and you'll see the Convoy of Hope banner at the top of the page, you can click on that and help. I mean, and to hear, I mean, there are more stories I'm sure that we haven't even seen or heard just yet, but man, praying big time, especially for that family.
Yeah, they're continuing. And of course, that window is getting a little shorter, but they're continuing to find other survivors that are just hanging on. So, yeah, we need to be in prayer for sure.
You're listening to Rob and Lizz in the morning.
His radio.
You know, it won't be long. Graduation is right around the corner.
And there's this really young man who is now going to be the youngest ever to graduate from high school and go right into college. Youngest ever. I mean, you hear about what? 13, 14-year-olds in the past? Yeah. This kid in Pennsylvania is 9.
He graduated high school?
9. He's graduating high school. 9. Cap and gown at 9 years old. High school education. 9.
What in the world? Like, I always wonder I want to look into the minds of the parents and just find out, like, what did they do? Or is this just a child prodigy and he was just born knowing all the things?
He knows all the things.
Okay.
Man.
Wow.
So now going off to college.
So I would be,
years old.
I would be as a parent a little concerned about that. It's like I would want to go with him to make sure he was okay, because a 9-year-old hanging out with 18, 19-year-olds.
Hey, at that young age, at 9 years old, mom or dad could also go to college.
You know,
right?
Why couldn't you both take classes and have your lunches together? Oh, like that sounds so good.
Like that's never happening.
You're listening to Rob and Lizz in the morning.
His radio.
Liz and her favorite topic, well, one of them. I think it's a favorite topic. Maybe I'm completely wrong. Maybe she does hate ice cream.
You know, I don't
sorry, that's a strong word. I retract that word.
Okay.
Dislike.
I don't like ice. I like ice cream. It doesn't like me back. And so I try not to have it. But I remember being a kid and the ice cream truck would come through and I would run, like, Mama, give me $1 and buy the drumstick or the creamsicle. Well, so Haagen-Dazs is now taking us back to our childhood. It's kind of an elevated drumstick. What they're making is a butter cookie cone. This sounds delicious. Vanilla butter cookie, strawberry, chocolate, and then coffee. So you got a coffee butter cookie cone.
The cone is that flavor.
The ice cream, and then it's just so it's like the waffle cone kind of a thing. So it's kind of like the drumstick, but then it's got cookie butter in it, which is delish. And then the ice cream is flavored coffee, chocolate, strawberry, or vanilla. So there's 4 different flavors. Yeah. So it's an elevated drumstick. So if you were the one that used to hit your mom and daddy up for the $1.50 or whatever it was and run your little self out to the ice cream man, all you have to do is go to the freezer section now. So boom.
No more ice cream truck.
You're listening to Rob and Liz in the morning.
His radio.
So this is, I don't know if I want to call this a crusade. I don't know if I want to call this, I mean, Brody has the word for the government. And it's a very, very important word that Brody has for the government. I mean, you just say that and you can think several things, you know? But this is a very, very, I can't stress this enough. This is a very important message from Brody. And Brody's very passionate of bringing this message to the government.
He's fed up.
He is. Brody's had enough, and he just wants the government to know about this one situation, about this one topic, and he's passionate about it. And
it's his platform.
Brody, who is 6 years old, has this platform right here.
I'm Brody, and this is for the government, and I'm protesting, and I want 3 days off of school because
3 days.
I've been tired of school lately, and I've been dreaming for 3 days off. 2 days is not enough from school. I need 3 days off. I need time to just play and go with Nene and stay home and do whatever I want outside.
You know, and when you're bored of school like that, by golly, come on. The House of Representatives, I mean, you're listening to Brody. Brody is 6, and it's 3 days off of school. Tired of it.
His accent, I am just all about. 3 days off of school. So Brody is from Texas, and their family, I search them on Instagram because they are the most fun. And this kid is a future politician. I just see this happening.
Yeah, I mean, because the platform's real.
I've been tired of school lately, and I've been dreaming for 3 days off.
I'm with you, man. And to spend it with Nene. You know?
I know what he wants.
Brody, if I could make the decision, man, you get 3 days off of school, buddy.
You're listening to Rob and Liz in the morning.
His radio.
This happened in Pennsylvania, at an airport in Pennsylvania. People are standing at TSA. The alarms go off at TSA. I mean, that's got to be a scary moment, right?
I would think so.
There's a stowaway. They found the stowaway. A green tree frog in somebody's bag. A green tree frog. Kermit was in somebody's bag. A literal live, and that set off the alarms. I guess all the heat, the body temperature, something like that, and a little tiny thing, a little tree frog.
So did it stow away, or did someone pack it in their bag trying to take Kermit? It was Miss Piggy. That's exactly who it was. She can't be without her man.
He's bringing that through. That must have been so wild. And then they saw it. So
I can't believe that it made security go off.
It did.
It
did. A tree frog.
Stan, aren't they teeny tiny?
Yeah, they're kind of small.
Wow. And somebody caught that guy. Wow.
Yep, somebody caught that guy.
You're listening to Rob and Liz in the morning.
On His Radio.
I love the name of this ice cream shop. Very unique. Everyday Sunday.
Yes, we love it.
Spelled just like Sunday, the ice cream. Everyday Sunday, the name of an ice cream shop. Here's the thing. It's in D.C. in a very high crime area. A lot of poverty that's around this ice cream shop. They're doing pretty good, though, this one ice cream shop. But the one unique thing about this ice cream shop is Charles. He's the owner. And if somebody comes in there, he can tell if they can afford the ice cream or not. And if they can't afford it, here's what Charles does. It's yours. Have it. It's on me.
Yeah. absolutely free. And I know that, there have been around the country a couple of restaurants that will pay what you can kind of a thing, but this is different. It's a treat. And when you are just trying to make ends meet, there's not a whole lot of room for a treat for yourself, for your family, and he's making that happen. And I feel like he's bringing joy to people that need a little joy in their lives.
You're listening to Rob and Liz in the morning.
On his radio.
I love how you don't have to really be a fan of football, because I'll be honest, I'm not. But we can take part in things like Super Bowl and Pro Bowl because of all the great stories that come out of it. So the Pro Bowl happened, I guess it was about a week ago, and there is a little boy that was chosen to be a reporter on the field with all of the players. He's 10 years old. His name's Jeremiah, and he interviewed different players, but one that he really wanted to interview was a player for Las Vegas. He's the quarterback. His name is Derek Carr. And so when Jeremiah was talking to him, he's like, I admire you, and I love the way you play the game, but even more than that, I love you because you're a man of faith on and off the field. This is coming from a 10-year-old kid named Jeremiah, right? So they talk, they're interviewing about the game and how he gets ready for it and all this stuff. And at the very end of the interview, Jeremiah says, look, I'm not concerned about what's going to happen to you after this game and in the off season, because no matter what team you play for, we both know that God has you in his hands. And in the end, we don't even have control.
That's what Jeremiah said? The 10-year-old guest reporter on the field of the Pro Bowl?
Yes.
Oh, come on, Jeremiah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then Jeremiah said, can I pray for you? Can we pray together?
Get out.
And of course, Derek's like, let's do it. And so they prayed this together. He said, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference.
So Jeremiah grabs the serenity prayer.
Right?
And prays that with the guy.
Absolutely he did.
Oh, my. At 10 years old.
Can you imagine what Derek is thinking? How profound that was for him and the change that may have happened right there on the field.
You're listening to Rob and Liz in the morning.
On his radio.
So there's some shaking going on, and in a couple of weeks, way before we even get to St. Patrick's Day, the Shamrock Shake is going to make it back into McDonald's.
Yep, it's going to come out a week from Monday, so you got a little countdown. But you know what? You can make your own at home. I'm just saying.
What do you mean?
You can make your own Shamrock Shake. It's really not that difficult. So you get some ice cream, some milk. You got your blender. Put a little mint extract in it.
That's it?
And wait, green food coloring, whipped cream, maraschino cherries, boom, bada bing. You got your own Shamrock Shake.
So you just put green food coloring in it, and that's it?
Yeah.
And what else? You said something else.
Mint extract, because you got to, it is minty. You could put some little chocolate chips in it, too, and if you wanted to. But
Well, listen, they also have an Oreo Shamrock McFlurry.
Okay, throw some Oreos in that bad boy. Boom.
And that's it?
Yeah.
Why are you ruining this for me?
How is that ruining? That is helping.
It was supposed to be like, this magical thing. You go to McDonald's and you get your Shamrock Shake, and you can only get it there. And now you're telling me all I need is some extract minty thing. Throw it in some ice cream in a blender.
Yeah, if you want to have them at home right this minute.
And it's breakfast.
Well, okay, not right this minute, but I mean today. You could have your own minty Shamrock Shake at home. It's so easy. But if you want somebody else to do it, go to Mackie D's on the 20th.
No, I don't want to.
So you never have a cheeseburger at home. I'm just asking.
That's different.
How is that different?
Because it's not exclusive to a certain time of the year, and Shamrock Shakes are synonymous with Mickey D's, the Golden Arches.
How about a McRib? You never put ribs?
No, I'm sorry. I'm not a fan.
You're listening to Rob and Liz in the morning.
On his radio.
Valentine's Day is Tuesday, so no panic. No panic.
Thanks. I'm panicking now.
Don't panic.
Just
you still
Tuesday.
have time. You still have time to get to the convenience store. It's okay. So no, the restaurants are going to be super crowded this weekend. So let's just say you waited till the last second. It's all right.
Yeah.
There are some things that we can do at home or in our neighborhoods that are a little different.
Don't tell me candlelight.
Well, yeah. Turn the lights out, all the lights in the house, and then have candles. It's automatically romantic, right? It's just, it's nice.
Sure.
And it's relaxing. Okay. Another thing is that you can do together is dream or plan your dream vacation. Even if it's not in your budget right now, just planning it, even thinking about ways to get there. I think that's so fun. When like my husband and I, when Joey and I are planning a vacation, it's fun to talk about all the things that we want to do. Like he wants to go to Alaska. I want to go to Italy. And we talk about all the things. And it's
on Valentine's Day.
I mean, because we don't celebrate Valentine's that much, that if we did and we were looking for something to do to celebrate it, absolutely. I think it'd be great.
All right.
Okay.
So you're saying you want him to bring you on a trip to Italy. That's the bottom line.
Well, yeah, but it's us together working towards it. Like, for real. That's how we do our vacations.
Here's what I'm hearing. Okay. Work with me here.
Okay. I'm trying.
You're suggesting to your husband on Valentine's Day, hey, how about a trip to Italy? Meaning that on Valentine's Day, you'd like to go to Italy.
Yeah, well, when else am I supposed to bring it up? That's the most romantic.
Well, not bring it up. You want to go on Valentine's Day to Italy.
No, I don't, because I don't want to go on a random Tuesday. I need to be able to pack, and it's Friday, and that's not happening.